Mayor Andrea Horwath joins us for our chat this month, and we were going to talk about all the stuff that's going on because there is so much stuff going on. And then last night, another threat.
Yes.
From Donald Trump.
Just devastating. It's just not fair to the people of the city to be kind of a ping pong ball of Donald Trump's. I mean, these kinds of off-the-cuff statements that he makes without any detail, without any information, it's devastating for people. I mean, their lives are kind of in the balance, waiting to see what this president's going to come up with next. And it's very, very troubling. Very troubling if he does actually go ahead. We don't know exactly what's coming yet.
If people are just watching, so Donald Trump in an interview before the Super Bowl last night said that he is going to announce today 25% tariffs on all aluminum and steel coming into the city. But he hasn't said
coming into their country, into the U.S.
Coming into the United States. But he has not given a timeline of when this is going to happen. It's just expected to be announced today.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we're all on tenterhooks, waiting to see what's exactly going to be in that executive order. And I can tell you that even the last time he said this, and then he put the pause on, we were already having these conversations because we didn't know. We thought we had the 30 days. Maybe we still do, as you say, I don't know. But it is going to have a significant impact on Hamilton's economy and on Hamilton's workforce and families. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of folks that work in those industries. There's a lot of families that work. There's a lot of intergenerational families that have worked in the steel mills, and we have several of them. We always think of the big ones, but there are several steel manufacturers in our city, and this is going to be a big blow if it goes ahead.
And you think of all the other jobs too that kind of rely on those industries, right? Service and restaurants and cafes.
Oh, there's no doubt. It'll have a ripple effect, a negative ripple effect on our economy and on a lot of different parts of the economy.
So on your to-do list today?
Oh, lots of phone calls. Lots of phone calls. In fact, interestingly enough, I was already lining those phone calls up because we had that wee bit of a reprieve, and so I thought, okay, well, next week I'll start making the calls because I'm sure everybody in the industry is just, reeling. But now it's even more urgent once again because who knows what we're going to see today. But the bottom line is our Chamber of Commerce is engaged. They're going over to the U.S. with a delegation of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, so I've spoken to them. There's our Economic Development Department has been writing briefing notes and doing some work, pulling people together, having these conversations, and we are going to do everything we can to protect the interests of the people of the city and the hardworking folks in the steel industry. We've certainly been in touch with the federal government about the impact on Hamilton as a steel city, literally. Although, as we said, we have diversified our economy in great ways, but we still have a significant steel industry, which we're proud of. Mm-hmm. It's our history, and we're proud of it, and we don't want to see it whittled away by a president who, on a whim, decides he's going to slap tariffs on us that are going to be quite damaging.
So much of the port, the Hopa ports, rely on it too.
Yeah, so all the steel that's made or processed or both gets shipped out through the port, and so that's a huge part of their business as well.
Okay, let's talk about some good news for Hamilton. Hamilton's economy. You talk about diversifying. You were at the Porter announcement. Porter Airlines going to be flying into Hamilton International Airport.
Yeah, it's a very exciting announcement, and it comes on the heels of us finally nailing the lease agreement, the lease expansion with the Tradeport and Vantage Group, who operate the airport. They've been trying to get a new lease with the city for almost a decade. So I came into office, I heard a big earful about that, and so we really focused and pushed to get that lease over the finish line, and that gives them the opportunity then to try to attract new tenants and new airlines. And so Porter has arrived, and it's very exciting. They're starting with the business, business sector, if you will, if I'm not mistaken.
In June.
In June. Apparently the flights are already posted though. 4 destinations to start with, but this is a solid airline, right? This is a company that has got deep roots in Southern Ontario with their Billy Bishop Toronto kind of base, if you will, and I'm very, very excited about them coming with those offerings right off the hop, and then hoping to see some expansion. They said the other day that they see at some point, not in the too far a distance, having upwards of 2 million passengers going through that airport.
Okay. Okay, so that's some good news to
That's
keep
good
in mind
news,
while you're making
yeah.
all your phone calls today. Thanks very
Exactly.
much for joining us. We'll be back right after this.